What's up, everybody? Kyle here at Let's Talk Wax with an updated version of my top 10 for 2023 Bowman Chrome. Now, I do these videos quite often on my channel where I update my top 10 for all releases all the way back to 2019. So if you do enjoy this content, be sure to subscribe. Now, there are some qualifications for this top 10 list. Players must have a first Chrome or first auto emblem to qualify for a specific release. So you're not going to see people like Deyvison De Los Santos, who does not have a first auto. He has a first Chrome in 2023 Bowman, so he will be on the 2023 Bowman top 10. He's one of the hotter hitters in baseball right now. But like I said, to qualify for this list, you have to have the first emblem in that release. So we will definitely be covering guys that you may think are going to be on this list, but they're definitely not because they don't have the first emblem. So we're going to start with Breer Guerrero, 17.8, playing in the Complex League. He was one of the top international prospects during this release. He does have a small sample size as far as data goes, but he's got an enormous power ceiling. He's got a 320 ISO, a home run, three stolen bases, a career 313 hitter with a 229 ISO as well. The problem with Breer Guerrero is he does not have a base auto, but his cards are still pretty cheap. The refractors are right around $25 right now, and he's off to a hot start. And before I go any further, I do want to emphasize the fact that a lot of the players in this top 10 do have very small sample sizes. You're going to see some players that have DSL stats only, and that's something to really be wary of, that players can perform very well in the DSL and kind of flop when they come stateside. It's something I've seen happen before, and it's something to always be aware of, players with small sample sizes, and especially those guys with DSL stats only. And I talk about that a lot in most of my videos, but I wanted to make sure I emphasized it with the 2023 Chrome release and all Chrome releases going forward, because you do get a lot of DSL only players in the Bowman Chrome releases. So at number 9, we've got Yoendry Vargas, Los Angeles Dodgers shortstop. He's 18.5, playing in the Complex League. Another very small sample size guy. He's pretty much still rolling off of DSL stats. He's only got 5 Complex League plate appearances, and his career numbers are basically from the DSL: 324 average, 196 ISO, and a 15% K rate. He's a pretty big kid. He's a shortstop. He could stick at the position, but we just need a bigger sample size here for Yoendry Vargas. His cards are still around $50. And you'll notice in the Juggernaut rankings, a lot of these guys don't qualify because they haven't had enough plate appearances in 2024 yet. So like I said, be aware of the small sample sizes. At number 8, we've got Starlin Jesus Caba. I think he goes by Starlin Caba in the baseball card world, but Jesus Caba when it comes to the Bowman Chrome franchise. Philadelphia Phillies, he's a shortstop. He does not have an auto in this release. He does not have an auto yet, period, but he has a first Chrome. He's 18.4, playing in the Complex League, putting up some really good numbers right now. A 364 average with a 272 ISO. 24.1% walk rate, which is immaculate for a kid of that age. Small sample size so far, though. It's easy to have a high walk rate or a high strikeout rate in a small amount of plate appearances. So keep those things in mind, but he does have the highest walk rate and the lowest K percentage on this entire list. He's a 310 career hitter, not a ton of juice right now. He's got a career sub 100 ISO, but I think we have a plus contact tool here with gap-to-gap power as it stands right now. His ISO is kind of juiced over a small sample size. It's not stacked up with home runs. He's just got a couple of extra base hits and a small sample size of plate appearances. So I'm not sure how much power he's going to run into. That's definitely something to watch and keep in mind if you're tracking Starlin Caba. At number 7, we've got Alfredo Dunno, Cincinnati Reds catcher, 18.4, playing in low A. So a bit of an aggressive assignment there. He's handling it pretty well, hitting 261 with 3 homers already. The K rate is high, is at 27.2 right now, but hopefully that can tinker down as he gets more plate appearances in low A. Career-wise, he's a 287 hitter with a 188 ISO, a 23.2 K percentage on the career. So some pretty good numbers for Dunno. More of a power guy. He has definitely has some juice, and he's got a pretty good defensive ceiling behind the plate. He could definitely stick back there. On the Juggernaut ranking system, he's 109. He's a Let's Talk Wax rank of 2. And his cards are about $25. At number 6, we've got a guy who's emerging out of this checklist that we didn't really foresee on release. Christopher Torin, Arizona Diamondbacks middle infielder. He's 18.9, playing in low A as well. He's got a 289 average with a 144 ISO and a 16.5% walk rate. His K percentage should be in red because that's really good too, 14.9. I try to find guys that have a sub 20 K percentage and kind of hone in on them as guys that I like. 2 homers and 2 stolen bases through 127 plate appearances. Now he's got a 295 career average and a 100 ISO. Kind of like Starlin Caba, he hasn't run into a ton of power yet, but he's yet to turn 19. He's a young kid, and if that power takes off, he could become kind of a highlighted prospect in the prospecting world. He's got 9 extra base hits in 2024 so far. And like I said, the power is going to determine Christopher Torren's ceiling. He's not a very big guy. I think he's under 6 feet tall, so I'm not sure how much he's going to project physically. But keep an eye on the power, because if that takes off, he could take off in the prospecting world. But we're going to jump into some honorable mentions and some of the big league autos in this and some honorable pitchers. Now, if you guys enjoy my content and you'd like to help support the channel, be sure to check out my Patreon page. I'll put a link to it in the video description. I have free and exclusive subscriber content over there, including Bowman Chrome autograph checklist breakdowns for every release since 2019, including the recent 2024 Bowman autograph checklist breakdown. I've got Bowman team break guides for every release since 2020, including the 2024 Bowman team break guide. I've got a top 150 Bowman Chrome autos list, a top 150 Bowman Chrome autos under $50 list, access to my Juggernaut ranking system that is archived for all 2023 players and has just been recently updated for all 2024 players. You get early access to my YouTube video info and Let's Talk Wax articles, plus much more. You can find all exclusive content organized in the collections tab on my homepage if you guys get confused over there. But I'll put a link to my Patreon page in the video description. I appreciate everyone who supports me already. So here are our MLB grads, or honorable mentions, and some notable arms. We've got Joey Ortiz, 2024 in the big league so far, 25.9. He's got a 0.9 WAR, 261 batting average, and a 207 ISO. So he's playing pretty well for the Milwaukee Brewers. You can find his cards in 2023 Bowman. Luis Lara is a very tricky situation. He's got a first Chrome in 2023 Bowman, and later in 2023 Chrome, he also has a first Chrome auto. So something that you don't see very often are guys that have a first in 2 different releases. It's hard. I think Jackson Trio is the only one I can think of offhand that has a first Chrome in 2022 Bowman, and then a first Chrome auto in 2022 Chrome. I feel like that's an issue on top side. Maybe they didn't get the autos. But Luis Lara is definitely a guy I wanted to get in the top 10, but he should have been in the top 11, but I can't fit 6 guys onto one slide. So he slid into the honorable mentions list at 19.5, playing in high A. Let's Talk Wax rank of 2.5. We've got Marco Vargas, Kiner Delgado, Welbin Francisca, Brandon Maea, and Oswaldo Osorio. As some more honorable mentions, notable pitchers in this release are Abner Uribe, he's graduated to the MLB, Carlos F. Rodriguez in AAA, and Wilkman Gonzalez with the Boston Red Sox. And as I mentioned before, if the guys don't have a first in this release, they do not qualify. So the notable non-first autos, these are guys that have first Chromes in different releases. Deyvison De Los Santos has a non-first auto in this, and like I said, he's off to a super hot start. Jacob Melton, another one of the top prospects in the Astros organization. He's an outfielder. His first Chrome is in 2022 draft. Kennedy Corona has an auto in this release, but he's out of 2023 Bowman, another big prospect in the Astros organization. Zach Geloff with the Oakland A's has a first Chrome in 2023 Bowman as well, and a non-first auto here. And Frederick Bencasme, 2023 Bowman first, and an auto in 2023 Chrome. All right, that's going to lead us into our top 5, and we're going to kick this thing off with Felton Celestin, Seattle Mariners shortstop, 18.6. He's having an incredible start to the 2024 season, hitting .452 with a .355 ISO, a 16.2 walk percentage, and a 13.5 K percentage, 2 home runs and 2 stolen bases. Now this kid is kind of taking off right now. He's probably due for a promotion, maybe to low A as an 18-year-old, but another guy just like Rainer Arias, who we're going to talk about in a minute, that does have a very small sample size, so we have to be very careful. Celestin is tooled up. He's definitely a guy that I could foresee being a top 100 prospect in the near future, but you definitely have to keep an eye on this guy. His cards are pretty expensive at $125, but I think a lot of people are aware of the tools this kid has, and they're paying attention to the numbers so far in 2024, which are immaculate. At number 4, we've got Rainer Arias, San Francisco Giants, center fielder, 18.1. He is rostered in the Complex League, so he did come stateside this year, but he injured his wrist in spring training, and he hasn't played a game yet in 2024. He crushed the Dominican Summer League last year. He hit 414 with a 379 ISO and a 14.4 K percentage. But as I mentioned before, be careful of treading only on DSL stats. Another guy that didn't have enough plate appearances in 2024 so far to qualify for the Juggernaut ranking system, but he is a Let's Talk Wax rank of 2, and his cards are right around $50. At number 3, we got Sebastian Walcott. He has a Chrome Auto in 2024 Bowman, but his first Chrome cards do come in this release. Texas Rangers shortstop, 18.1, playing in high A, so a very aggressive assignment, and that's what you're going to notice with these top 3 guys. The numbers aren't spectacular, but the assignments are extremely aggressive, and they have an adjustment period for sure, trying to adjust to the arms at these levels for their age. So always be aware of age level when you're considering prospecting. So like I said, not off to a very hot start. He's taking walks. His K rate's up a little bit, but he's definitely another guy that's got some tools. I kind of comp him like Marco Luciano, power hitting shortstop. He's got some swing and miss potential, some swing and miss issues, kind of like Luciano. He's held a kind of a high K percentage throughout his career, but Walcott is definitely a guy to watch. He's just turned 18, and he is in high A right now. At number 2, we've got Ethan Salas, San Diego Padres. He's a catcher, 17.9, playing in high A. He worked all the way to Double A last year. The defense is plus right here, and it's way ahead of the bat, and I think his assignments are pretty much based on his defensive value and hoping that the bat kind of catches up, you know, with an accelerated learning curve. He's hitting 171 with a .063 ISO right now, the 2 lowest on this list. He's got a 13.7 walk percentage, and his Ks are kind of respectable at 26.7, especially for a 17.9-year-old playing in high A. He's been challenged with super aggressive assignments throughout his career, as I mentioned before, so his career numbers aren't very good, but this is a big-time catching prospect. He controls games very well. He is going to be the future catcher in San Diego for sure, as long as the bat catches up. But his defensive value is plus right now, and I think we're all kind of waiting to see what the offensive profile does. Last year, when he was age appropriate in low A, he demolished that level, but kind of struggled in high A and Double A. So maybe when the age catches up to the level, his offense will start to show a little bit more. He's 159 in the Juggernaut ranks. He's number 6 in MLB.com's top 100, and he's a Let's Talk Wax rank of 1 with a $200 auto. And number 1, we've got Samuel Basallo, who is the exact opposite of Ethan Salas. He is a huge bat, but we're not really sure what's going to happen with him defensively, especially with Adley Rutschman probably manning the backstop for years to come in Baltimore. He's playing more first base and DH than catching right now. Another kid that's been a victim of aggressive assignments in 2023 and 2024. He's got 5 home runs right now in Double A at age 19. So the power hasn't seen a dip. He's not hitting for a ton of average. He's not taking a ton of walks, but the K percentage is right around 21.4. Career-wise, he's a .283 hitter with a 197 ISO. Juggernaut rank of 172. MLB.com, he's number 14. And he's a Let's Talk Wax rank of 1 because I really do think this bat could be special down the road when it catches up, when his age catches up to his level. So a victim of aggressive assignments, and like I said, the top 3 on this list, they're not exceptional numbers, but you have to consider the age level with these kids. And Basallo's autos are right around $120 right now. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap up this video. If you enjoy this content and you want to see some more updates on all releases all the way back to 2019, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos. Huge shout out to all my Patreon level 3 subscribers. You guys rock, and y'all have a great day.